If I asked you who is one of the biggest, most talented artists of 2020, you would probably say Dua Lipa. She was once ranked number 2 for the most Spotify streamed to artist. Her album Future Nostalgia did insanely well, with multiple songs getting billions of streams. But this year, her album Radical Optimism has failed to have even one single chart.
As a Dua Lipa lover, this is so painful.
Dua Lipa is in trouble. There is no question about it. But the most insane, unexpected part of this is why her career is taking a shift for the worse. So, in this video, we will get into it. So, you may have heard of Dua Lipa through that one huge hit from a few years ago known as Levitating. You know, the song that featured DaBaby before he burned his bridge with Dua Lipa over some things he said. Or, you may know her from Break My Heart or Don't Start Now. You may have also heard about her through Andrew Tate, who said he likes her but doesn't actually want her because he thinks she's too much of a feminist. Oh, the horror. However you've heard of her, one thing is clear. She is a star, always has been. She's insanely good looking, has a very good voice, and could dance. Well, she learned to dance. But today, I honestly haven't heard any of her songs from her latest album on TikTok, YouTube, etc. Many consider her latest album a flop, even though it didn't do absolutely horrible, it just didn't do good.
Is that Dua Lipa is in her flop era with Radical Optimism, but the first week sales are through. Let's see if that is actually true. The Radical Optimism era hasn't had a top 10 single in the US like Future Nostalgia did with Don't Start Now before it was released, but the streams have been pretty consistent.
So while Dua Lipa's latest album wasn't a complete flop, it's still considered a failure. Compared to her last album's numbers, only like 5% of the people who listen to that seem to listen to Radical Optimism. The first reason for this is the comparison of the two albums. Look at Future Nostalgia. It would be practically impossible for Dua Lipa to duplicate that exact success. And with so much competition, and TikTok combined with music becoming the next thing, it would be basically delusional to expect her to do it again with the next album. Remember when you were young and you were dumber and thought of things in a stupid way? I used to think that as long as you were one of the top artists like Taylor Swift, Billie Eilish, or Dua Lipa, you could put out anything, literally anything, and it would be a massive hit. Of course, that makes no sense. It was just something stupid I used to not understand. But now I know it is hard to keep on the grind and continue to outdo or even redo your hits consistently without dipping once and a while. It's the way of YouTube too. I'll have a video with like 230,000 views, then 130,000, then just 20,000. It's just unrealistic for everything she releases to be a massive hit. Next, Dua Lipa did play a part in the failure of her latest album, mainly by taking too long to present the project before actually releasing it.
Dua Lipa's new song Training Season is going to flop, and that pains me, but I'm going to tell you why. Because we're living in a day and age where we want things now. If we want something now, you need to have given it to us yesterday so that we can have it right now. In a world where we can get things ordered and delivered to our house in under an hour.
No, because he's got such a good point here.
Why has the rollout for this song been so long? At this point, we're all over it. She's already performed it at the Grammys. We've already heard the snippets all over TikTok. We know what the entire song sounds like at this point.
By making the rollout take so long, everyone already knew the song and listened to it but couldn't stream it. This doomed any chance of the album being a massive hit from the start. But the next reason on why this album is flopping is by far the most important reason. The songs are good, but just not great. They don't stand out. It's kind of a boring album. Training Season is so boring. My personal favorite song from Dua Lipa is called Love Again. That song has so much to deliver. It is insanely catchy, fun, and energetic, all things the single Training Season lack. There are violins playing in the background, and it's just so much. Training Season is bland and tasteless. Sure, I suppose you could say it's a little catchy, but not really. Let's be honest, none of us can even name too many of the songs on her latest album, and I can't wait for that one 10-year-old kid to comment, "Stop coming after artists with your 50K subscribers, peasant." Just because I'm not a world-famous pop singer doesn't mean I can't judge an album. This album wasn't even embarrassing, just bland. At least the entire TikTok train didn't come for Dua Lipa like they did for Eminem or Katy Perry. If you watched my latest videos, you know Eminem and the lyric about canceling him, and then Gen Z, yeah, just watch the video. And with Katy Perry, thousands of TikToks were made just mocking how horrible her song Woman's World was. I even heard from some article that behind closed doors, Katy Perry is said to be freaking out about how bad her single has done. So it's not like that at all for Dua Lipa. She's still wildly respected and listened to by the world. Most of us want her success. People on TikTok literally wanted Katy Perry to fail because of her participation with a very unlikable guy. We are rooting for her success. I think most of us can understand that some albums fail, some projects fail, and it's okay because she'll most likely have a breakthrough hit soon. So, this video in no way is hating on Dua Lipa. I'm just sharing my thoughts on why her latest album didn't do so well. Remember how a few years ago you could not escape her music? At the shopping mart, pool, etc. Now, you can't escape Sabrina Carpenter's 2 hits, and next year it will be someone else. At least Dua Lipa wasn't made from TikTok, like so many unfortunate people are. And then they fail to actually sell albums or anything. I feel like the worst way to advertise your album is by advertising it through TikTok. Like, no one wants to buy albums, they just want a sped up song for a trend. Someone should comment who they think will be the next Dua Lipa in like the next few years. Like, I'm curious. Do you think it'll be Sabrina, Chapel, who? Anyways, thanks for watching. I spent half my day just making the script and recording this, so leaving a like would be cool. Subscribing would be amazing because I'm halfway to 100K and that's the most amazing thing ever. Seriously, I appreciate anyone supporting the channel. I couldn't do it without you. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching.